guys, Miss Bro here. Video to help you with the Module 5 Project Option 1. So if you're looking for these instructions, you go into this week's lesson. You go to page 8 and you click the image that says Project Option 1. I hit save to save the directions on my computer, and then I added some spaces so I could show my work. If you don't have a printer, I recommend doing this on loose leaf notebook paper or non-lined paper, whatever paper you have, because it is vital that you show your work. I do not recommend typing this assignment at all. And then to submit, like uploading a picture of it that you take with your phone or your computer. Okay, so number 1 says list the dimensions of your box. Be sure to include the units. So you can choose whether or not you want to do the units in inches, centimeters, or feet. Feet is not a good choice for this assignment, really, unless your box is ginormous. Like if you have an Amazon box that like held a TV, that's the one you want to do in feet. But most of us will be using small things like cereal boxes, or like I have this grits box that I'm going to be using. So the first thing I want to do is actually measure the box. So if you do not have a ruler, I'm going to go ahead and give you permission to kind of estimate the best of your abilities. If you have a sheet of paper, right, a sheet of paper is 11 inches long. So you can kind of use that to gauge, and then it's 8.5 inches wide. So you can kind of use that to help you kind of go from there. So I'm going to measure my box in centimeters just to be as accurate as possible. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do inches. I like inches. I'm going to do inches. So I'm going to line it up where it starts with 0, the first little line. And it goes down. Okay. So I'm going to list the top is 7.123. Gosh, sorry. I'm just going to say it's 8 inches. I'm going to make this easy for myself. So 8 inches. So that means the top is 8 inches by, measure it this way. Line that up. Sure it's straight. 8 inches by 4.75 inches. Okay. So now let's do the side. Side 1. So side 1, I'm going to make that this little bottom piece here. Now it's kind of hard to see because I'm super zoomed in. Okay, but I'm going to measure it. I'm going to just remove it from the camera to measure it. Okay. Okay, it's 3 inches by 4.75 inches. And side 2, that is our long, skinny side here. Okay, so again, I'm going to remove it from the camera to measure. You can see here how I'm recording it. This one is 8 inches by 3 inches. Okay, if you notice, they all share a dimension with each other because those are the sides that touch. Okay, so what I'm going to actually do is draw a net. You know what, I'll wait till question 3 to do that. Question 2 says describe the shape of the cross section. So that means what it's going to look like when the box is cut parallel to the base. So remember, our base, if it's like this, right? That's our base. Goes up. Right, like let's say that's what it looks like. the base, cutting it parallel would mean cutting it along this line here. And you can find the answer to this on page 2 of the lesson. So answer is on page 2 of the lesson. It's literally right at the bottom. There's like a little video, and then it says, there's a giant red flag, and it says rules, and it gives you 3 rules about cross sections, and it directly says the answer. So all I need you to do is find it and write it. Okay? Or if you want to cut your box, you can do that. I'm not going to cut my box right now. Oh, so sorry. So now number 3 says, what's the surface area of the box? So this is where I need to draw my net. So a net is like an unfolded version of your box. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go down. This is going to go like this. Okay. So then this is one. So this is my net. These should be different sizes, but again, I'm not perfect right here. I'm just sketching it out. So I'm gonna start with my top. My top is 8 inches by 4.75 inches. Okay, so this is my top, which means this is my side 2, and this is my bottom. So this one's also 4.75 inches. Okay. So that tells me this one's also 4.75, and this is 4.75. So now my side 2 is 8 inches by 3 inches. That tells me this one, because this is 8, so all these are 8, so this means this must be 3. And therefore down here would be 3 as well. And then we see our side 1 is 3 inches by 4.75. So that lines up perfectly. So 4.75, 4.75. And again, our 8 inches. So to find surface area, I have to find the area of each of my rectangles and add them together. So surface area. Area of each rectangle added together. Okay, little blurb. So what I'm gonna do is to find the area. Let me use a different color. So area is length times width. So my length times my width for each of these. I'm gonna write it in the box. So 8 times 4.5. I'm gonna pull up a calculator. So 8 times 4.75 equals 38 inches squared. Okay, 3 times 8 is 24 inches squared. Well, this one is 4.75 by 8 again. So that tells me this one would be the same here, 38 inches squared. And the same with this one, it's 3 by 8, so it's 24 inches squared. And then our last sides are both 4.75 by 3 inches. So 4.75 times 3 is 14.25 inches squared. So that's the area of each of my sides. And to find my surface area, I'm going to add them together. So that tells me 38 plus 24 plus 38 plus 24 plus 14.25 plus 14.25. Okay, so I'm going to add those all up. And the answer is 152.5. So that would be my answer here for surface area. But we're not done. There's 3 more questions. Okay? So one more time, this is what you should do. Make sure you draw out the net. Guys, I need to see the net on your paper in order to check your work. It's so helpful for me to be able to see how you worked it out. Okay? If you are typing it, if you don't have any loose leaf paper or whatever, please do this on like any scratch, whatever you have. Please jot down the answers. Say like the first box is this. You can even make a shape with your computer in Microsoft Word. Okay, whatever you need to do. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next page. So number 4. So number 4 says, what is the surface area if the box is scaled up by a factor of 10? So that means if the box is 10 times as big. So what I'm going to do is multiply each of my sides by 10 and draw another net. So okay, so this one was originally 8 inches. Now it's going to be 80 inches. Okay, this was 4.75, so now it's going to be 47.5. This side was 3 inches, so now it's going to be 30. So this one will be 30 and 30. Okay, and I'm doing that with all of them. So this will be 80, be 47.5, 47.5, 47.5, 47. And then 30. Okay, and now I'm going to multiply them all together again to find my surface area. So remember, you cannot just take the surface area from the last one and multiply it by 10. It will not give you the same answer. So 80 times 47.5. So 3,800. 80 times 30. 2,400. And then again, these are the same, so 3,800, 2,400. You'll notice the numbers look familiar, they just have some hundreds on them. Okay, and then 47.5 times 30 is 1425. This time, no decimals. So 1,425. So now these are our new answers. We're going to go ahead and add them together. So 3,800 plus 2,400 plus 3,800 plus 2,400 plus 1,425 plus 1,425 equals 152.50. So 15,250 would be my final answer. If you look at the answer from the previous one, it was 152.5. So notice the relationship here isn't getting multiplied by 10, it's getting multiplied by 100. Right? Because if you do this times 100, you get 15,250. The trick is to multiply by the factor squared. 10 squared is 100. So therefore, our original surface area times 100 is going to give you the right answer. Okay, it's a little trick there. Same thing, if the scale factor was, let's say, 4. 4 squared is 16. So I would multiply by 16 to get the new one. With the 10, they made it a little easier for you. Number 5, they want to know the volume of the box. So volume's a little bit easier. Volume is length times width times height. For the volume of a rectangular prism, it's length times width times height. So those are our 3 measurements. So our 3 measurements were 8 inches times 4.75 inches times 3 inches. So if I multiply those together, I get 114 inches cubed. Volume is cubed. And then it says, what is the volume of the box if it's scaled down by a factor of 1/10? So again, I gotta take all my sides and divide them by 10. So 8 divided by 10, 0.8. 4.75 divided by 10 is 0.475. And then 0.3. I multiply those all together. I get 0.114 as my answer, which as you can see is again if we had divided by the 100. I already got that, I'm gonna write that in here, so it's 0.4 inches cubed. Okay guys, so there you have it. That is the answers for this week. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Again, the rubric is also found on this. Here, let me show you that before I forget. So, questions 1 and 2 go together, 2 and 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. So they're all asking similar things. So it's really important that you are answering them all. Okay, so each question comes out to be about 5 points. So make sure you're answering everything completely. Okay guys, have a great week. Hope to see you at my Zooms today at 3 p.m. and Thursday at 3 p.m. Bye-bye.